So hi, welcome to Good Noise Podcast here with Tilted. We're gonna ask them some questions today about the new album, Corner of an NP Room. I'm gonna start. So congrats on that, by the way, guys. How do you feel with the response to it so far?
Really good.
Thank you. And I mean, like, it's crazy. Like, we kind of had a feeling that it'd be like way better than Last in Line. Luke, I could totally hear myself through your computer, dog.
Oh my! I'll mute myself.
Just for a sec. Yeah. So I mean, we knew it would do better than Last in Line, but like we totally did not anticipate like surpassing the number of listens that we had on our first EP in like all time. We surpassed it in like 2 days or so, right?
Oh my God.
3, something like that. On like the new albums, we were like super hyped about that. Granted, it's really not that many, but like small victories, you know.
Yeah,
it's
so
still
huge.
a big deal, no matter what.
Yeah,
So it shows that growth.
exactly.
You love to see it.
Yeah, definitely.
Congrats on that.
Yeah.
We did listen to it, obviously, and like it slaps. So
Yeah.
good job, guys.
Thank
Good
you.
job. Thumbs up.
Did you guys have favorite songs?
I can't remember the track list, but if you want me, I can look at the track list and point it out for you.
Maybe if you want later, but
Okay.
I don't want to, waste too much of time.
Oh, okay. I'll do it after then. Sick. So speaking of the album, what was your writing process for it?
A lot of
Who wants to?
a lot of
Who wants to do it?
arguing. A lot of arguing. No, I'm kidding. It changed for like every song, to be honest. Because like somebody would come with something, like Luke would have a riff. I'd have like a vocal melody in my head or something. Scott would have some drum thing that he wanted to do. Pi would come with like a bass line, like, and we kind of just like built off of like what we had. We were like, we have to write like at least 9 songs, so we'll take what we got.
Okay.
So somebody would show up with something and we kind of just build off of it until it worked. And we developed a voting system that ended in a lot of arguments where we would vote on like keep the idea or trash the idea, and majority rules. But sometimes, one of us wasn't very happy with that.
And
But it happened.
Majority rules
It
is
happened.
hard when there's 4 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just
We live in a democracy.
a democracy, except when you don't get your way, and then you argue and complain and whine until you get your way, and that's how it works.
Mhm.
Oh, you know it. You weren't even there, and that's exactly it. Yeah,
Kevin's pointing at himself. I would assume you did that a lot then.
No, I'm a culprit of that as well. I think probably all of us are.
All right.
Mhm. Wait, so how many times did you guys almost break up because of this voting system?
All right, let's give an honest tally.
3.
Oh my God.
At least 3. And we were
It's
really
over.
we
passionate.
were never gonna break up. We were just mad at each other for a day.
We just got, we get a little
We just got a little pissy.
flustered.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. So kind of like when the girlfriend doesn't get her way and she ignores you for a day, or is that just me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Great way to put it.
Yep. So where was your headspace while you're writing this album?
I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much.
Yeah,
Like,
it's you go, okay.
yeah, I mean, like, especially like throughout the entire process, like regardless of what our like current emotional state was, like there were so many highs and lows throughout it that like, like some days we were like super pissed, like writing songs like Dread, and like some days we were just like in like a great mood, goofing around, like coming up with names like Shugazi. So I mean, yeah, it definitely changed a lot, but like obviously like as like an emo core band, like everything comes from like somewhat of a dark place, whether that's like like amplified a lot, or like if it's really like how we're feeling just at like different times. So, Scott, you wanted to say something?
Oh, I totally forgot already. I like what you said was good though.
Come on, Scott.
Oh.
I think there was like a.
Yeah, I was gonna say something
I was
about
gonna
how
say,
like
there's like
making an album is hard. Yeah, Alex, would you shut up and let me talk, please?
Oh.
Please?
We're gonna break up
Now
at
you
least
can
once
talk.
during this interview.
Oh my god.
Alex,
Go
you have
ahead,
the
Alex.
floor.
Oh, okay.
Is it my set?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I was gonna say, just like there's like themes of like love lost and like personal struggles, feelings of inadequacy, like just anger and stuff. I think those were some themes that I had in mind when writing about things, writing lyrics. Oh, and like our country and the problems going on right now.
Mhm.
You know, civil unrest.
Yeah, that's huge towards like the back end of the album. We kind of strayed away from like the whole like, oh, like I'm sad she left me, and kind of got more in touch with like our like hardcore side. And 12 obviously is about like systemic racism in the United States, and Blackout is about struggling with substance abuse. So I mean, like there's like we kind of stepped into like the straight edge territory a little bit, stepped into like the political punk territory, you know.
So all over the map then. All right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Very cool.
Sick. All right. So you guys actually have a song called "Never Enough," right? And it isn't the One Direction song. So what's about that? It isn't a cover of a One Direction song. So like,
Glory's been asking
Well,
I
everybody
didn't
for
even-
this cover.
Yeah.
That's what you think.
I got excited for a second, you know, and
Yeah,
I
I
was like,
didn't know
oh,
that.
okay, it isn't that. It's great, but like, it isn't One Direction. What's up with that?
I don't really know how to.
I
Yeah.
didn't even know there was a One Direction song called "Never Enough." To be honest,
You should listen to
Same.
it.
I will. Honestly, I will.
Okay. Good.
I gotta know what else we're competing.
Yeah,
Honestly,
pretty much.
we only gave you this question so that you could apologize for your
Yeah.
this.
No
For not
apology.
knowing.
Oh no.
Mhm.
I actually have a funny story about One Direction, if you don't
Oh,
mind
tell me.
taking a minute. So I'm like one of the I guess you could say like executive members of my school's like radio station. I like manage like the technical side of like equipment and shit like that. Doesn't really matter. We had like an off day the other day where nobody ran their show. But you can still swipe into the booth to change a song or two here and there, even on off days. And some kid went in and changed. Luke, dog.
Oh my god,
essentially,
you're so complaining.
I know. So some kid went in and put One Direction on shuffle, and apparently it had started in the morning. I walked into the student center where like you can always hear the music. I walked in at night to grab food, and there was still One Direction playing.
Oh my god.
So I addressed it in our like group chat of like everybody that has a radio show, and I was essentially like, "Why has One Direction been playing all day? Like, what the fuck?" And like all these kids were like, "Oh, like it's so funny, like it's so funny." And then and I was like, I like accidentally went on this whole rant, and I ended the rant with like I said some shit about like play some fucking Bad Brains or some shit. And like I thought I was being like so punk and so cool, but the dude that runs the radio station was like, "Dude, you gotta watch it. Like I'll strip you of your job like right now."
Oh, man.
And I was like,
Wow.
"Oh,
All right.
yeah." So I mean, my hatred for One Direction was furthered the other day.
Okay.
That's essentially
Oh my god.
So
the moral of the story.
yeah, you almost lost your job over One Direction, pretty much.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
pretty much.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. So then I can completely understand why you wouldn't want to do the Never Enough cover.
The Never Enough cover. That makes sense now. Yeah.
So, what band or artist influences do you think you can hear the most on this album?
Title fight,
Okay.
definitely lots of title fight.
All right.
Title fight.
Probably some more title fight.
Lots
Some more
of
title
Mhm.
fight.
Mhm.
Like some Gorilla Biscuits here and there.
All right.
Luke, you can unmute yourself because you wrote a lot of riffs. Do you want to talk about where your head was at?
I'll be completely honest. I don't think we'll ever get caught, but I straight up stole one riff from a straight edge band. I'm sure you can find it. It's their most popular song, and I put it in like one of the breakdowns because I was like, all right, we're writing a song about drinking. This would be really funny to like, somebody will know this one day, and I'll be so happy. But I mean, like, that's like one case. Gorilla Biscuits is on point. I mean, you guys all listen to Title Fight, but kind of only know like 2 songs, so I'm a fake emo. Not gonna lie.
All right.
If you like that,
Varials, a lot of Varials.
me?
Yeah.
Not really.
Varials is another band.
But they're
You like
pretty
Varials?
fire. I know I like them. I just like. I mean, I know you guys had Bloodbather on. That was crazy. I only got like a little bit into your interview. Like, oh my god, I can't wait to. I don't know how you pulled that off. That's so cool.
With all my connections. But,
Good job.
yeah, thank you.
In the same vein as like Burials, though, like also like bands like Kublai Khan, like those like borderline metalcore, hardcore bands that have like deep voiced singers, because that's kind of like what I was like kind of trying to do, like trying to like teach myself how to do like false chord screams and like things like that, like throughout the recording process. So like listening to like a whole bunch of Kublai Khan and Burials and Harm's Way and like those kind of like beat downy, like super aggro bands.
Okay.
All right, solid. So what song took the longest to write on this album, and which one is your personal favorite? Each of you.
Two very hard questions to answer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm trying to think here. Anybody?
I think
I think
Tremont
Blackout.
and Dread are my 2 favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
my favorite
I
is
can-
definitely Dread. Actually, no, that's not true. My favorite is Blackout.
Mm-hmm.
I think my favorite is either Tremont, because I have like that was like one of the songs that like I wound up writing about like personal experience, so I have like a super deep connection to like the meaning behind that song. But like as far as like just the like musically and like the way like we recorded it, I mean honestly like either Dread or Clockwork.
Alex, you want to go, bro?
I said
Fair.
Tremont and Dread. I also like
I thought
Shugazi
that
a
was
lot. I forgot to
my
mention
bad.
that.
No, it's your
Right?
turn.
What
We
a
all
cool
know.
name.
Shugazi.
Yeah, I feel like there was one song we had to completely record.
It was
Where were we?
recording.
Yeah.
You were recording the rest of the album in a car garage in Boston.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was
Yeah.
pretty
Nice,
sketchy.
okay.
There was
Yeah.
some dude in a dumpster. Felt really bad for him, but he was like really intimidating looking as we'd go to the car, like in and out. And I was like, all right, we're gonna
Look,
record
that's like
here.
that's a bad place to jump into the story.
I don't remember like
Because like, we
the
have to start.
whole turn of events, but
All right, I'll start from the beginning.
Please
I'll
tell.
start from the beginning again. So we recorded like 90% of the album, 95% of the album in my basement. However, we thought we were done. Scott and I moved up to school. We both go to school. Scott goes to school in Boston. I go to school right outside of Boston. We get up to school and I'm sitting in my room, and I'm like mixing and mastering and I'm doing all this stuff and I'm sending like files like over and over and over again. And there were like some things that like mixing and mastering just couldn't fix, like things we had to like re-record. So we were like, fuck, like what are we gonna do? And then we just found a weekend. Pine and Luke drove up to Boston, got a room in some like weird hostel, and we wound up recording like about, I don't know, maybe 5% of the vocal takes in Pie's car in a parking garage in the middle of Boston. Yeah,
That is.
and
rad.
I mean, like
Yeah.
we saw
It
some
was
weird
right outside
stuff.
of the Berklee College of Music, actually. Ironically
Yeah, right
enough.
outside of Berkeley, which was
Wow.
funny. Yeah. I mean, it was cool. We saw some weird stuff. We did some weird stuff. It was a weird time.
All right. That's definitely an interesting way to record just a small sliver of the album.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It added flavor, definitely.
So the
Spice.
hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the track list order of the album. How did you guys pick that?
Like the order?
Yeah. Did you guys like spend hours putting it all together, or did you just hit shuffle and that was?
That's a good question. It was kind of easy because we had there are 4 songs that two sets of songs that fade into each other. So we knew that those had to, one had to go before the other. And we all pretty much agreed that Dread should be the first song because it's just a good intro. And we thought Blackout should be the outro. Because of the way
they're like grouped
each
together.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, it was just like it wasn't really a big deal how they went together. Other than like the kind of the vibe, we put like the heavier, more hardcore songs at the end, and then the less hardcore songs at the beginning.
Okay. All right.
Simple. So this one should go like super, super fast. I want you guys to describe this album in 3 words. Each of you have to do it. So no piggybacking, sadly. Yeah.
Big, sad, angry.
Okay.
What did you say?
Big, sad,
I said
angry.
big, sad, angry.
Big, sad, angry.
Lights off, cry.
Oh.
Okay.
Lights
All right.
off, cry. Nice.
Big Chungus epic.
Man, that's a good one. It's great.
Okay. Emo music good.
Okay.
Here.
I think
Yeah.
these are all perfect ways to describe the album.
Mhm.
So is there a certain feeling you want listeners to have listening to this album?
People to like break shit
Okay.
Yeah.
and like
Okay.
just like absolute like I mean because like no shows right now, so like I in like the perfect response in my mind is that like people like listen to the Tilted album and like crowd kill like in their bedroom. That's like
Mhm.
that's like how I want it to be received almost.
So you want like people
know.
sending you videos on Twitter of them crowd killing in their bedroom listening to
Yeah.
Dread. All right.
Yeah,
That was sick.
All right. Well,
That's
that's
true.
we're throwing it out there, speaking it into existence. People listening,
Mhm.
do it.
Do it right now,
Yeah.
actually. All right.
The first person to do that gets a free
Right.
merch item that we choose. Yeah, maybe a shirt. Who knows?
Maybe a shirt. All
Okay.
right.
Solid.
we're keeping our word
So-
on that too.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Make
Might
that-
not, it
Let's
might not
write
be a
this
shirt.
down now.
I'm not sure.
All right.
Oh, okay. Just whatever you
Could be a
choose.
koozie.
So we like to end interviews like this with this last question. Are you working on anything new? We know you like literally just released this album, but are you guys working on an EP, couple singles? Are you recording anything, writing? Tell me everything.
I think right now we're currently collecting our own personal ideas into things. And when we get together next, which will probably be sometime in November, December, we'll probably
November.
share what we have and see what we can put together.
All
It'd
right.
be cool to get like an EP out. I would like personally, I want to have like an EP out by like sometime in the winter, late winter. But some of these guys want to make another LP. Some of them, I don't know what the thoughts are. It's nothing set in stone yet.
Okay.
But we got plans. Hopefully not another year before we release something like last time.
Okay. All right. So stuff is in the beginning stages. So as Gloria said, that is all the questions we have today. Is there anything you'd like to plug?
I got some things. I got some
Okay,
shout
yeah.
outs real quick. So big shout out to Kit from Sun Eater. There's no way this would be received as well as it like was received without his help. He just plugged the shit out of everything for us, like supported us like all the way. Super dope. We really appreciate that. Huge shout out to all the homie bands, Oolong, Ogbert, just like all the bands that we've been, like,
Skytop
super
Motel.
Skytop Motel,
Skytop
all the
Motel
bands.
is so underrated, and they're from our same hometown. I love those guys.
Yeah, everybody that's been like super supportive and shit. Shout out to like, Guitar Fight. We got some, shout out to all like the OG homies too. Like my buddy Abe has like never missed a Tilted show ever. So like
Shout out to Abe.
every time I got like discouraged or something, I'd be like, no, like Abe wants new music. Like I got to give him new music and shit like that. Shout out to my brother Ian, who helped us like write some shit here and there, because he is a phenomenal musician, way better than I. I don't know. Anybody else want to plug anything?
Shout out to Joe.
Yeah,
He's
oh,
a number one OG homie. Joe Meatballs on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute legend. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's where we'll leave it. Thank you for sitting down with us, guys. This has been Tilted, and we're the Good Noise Podcast.